McLaren still had the reigning world champion, Alain Prost. One-time world champion Keke Rosberg had left Williams to join them, but whether he had timed his move well was in doubt. Because Williams had started doing well again towards the end of the previous year, with Nigel Mansell acquiring a taste for winning. Ex-world champion Nelson Piquet, with no taste for losing, had left Brabham in order to get a car he could rely on, and he also would now be in a tearing hurry. Back in England, recovering from a frightful car crash, Frank Williams would have to watch his two drivers fight it out on television. At Ferrari, Michele Alboreto would continue into another year his heroic struggle to make sense of the car's performance and the chaos at Maranello. Stefan Johansson's broad smile would be strained to the limit if the Ferrari ran true to form, but everyone hoped that it would do better than that. At Lotus, drama had already begun between seasons. Brazil's hot shoe hard man Ayrton Senna had ungenerously said that the team couldn't support two stars, so Derek Warwick, who was almost hired, was unhired. Johnny Dumfries was brought in as a slave. With second-best service guaranteed, he was on a hiding to nothing. But British aristos are made of steely stuff. The drama at Brabham was all potential. Riccardo Patrese was brought in, and Piquet, having left for Williams, had been replaced by Elio De Angelis, whose move from Lotus could turn out to be mistimed if Gordon Murray's revolutionary new low-profile design did not deliver the goods. Benetton sports clothes had now given their name to the car which, when it was called the Tolman, had been a joke until it started to go fast. By now, with a BMW engine, it was going fast enough to be a threat. Theo Fabi, the Fabi brother with the least hair, was partnered by Gerhard Berger, a fast young thing some experts put in the Senna class, except nicer. Not that niceness would matter much. If it did, Jacques Lafitte would have been world champion every year. But the Ligier was going well again, and the veteran might be in with a chance, along with René Arnoux, back after a year off, once Prost's partner in the aggro-ridden Renault team, once also at Ferrari, always a quick driver. At Arrows, everything was iffy as always. A lot of things would have to come right before either Marc Surer or Thierry Boutsen finished in the points. It isn't just a question of how you drive, but of what you drive, and of how long what you drive keeps going. Ken Tyrrell's team still had the talented British driver Martin Brundle, who was still hoping that the car would be as good as he was. Philippe Streff was stuck with a new boy image that threatened to go curly at the corners unless he could get some results. The Haas Lola started the year called the Lola Heart. Alan Jones was a proven quantity. It was the car that wasn't. But with the new Ford six-cylinder engine promised for later in the season, this might be the vehicle to extend Jones's comeback all the way to the winner's dais. Patrick Tambay, however, once of Renault and Ferrari, was there to remind Jones that even the most promising car has to get you all the way there, or you don't make it. Almost everything about the Minardi team was an unknown quantity, except Andrea de Cesaris, who had established a reputation for being someone to steer clear of, even when he was stationary. It was generally agreed that Alessandro Nannini would have to watch out during pit stops, lest his mercurial teammate ram him from behind. The Ozella team was led by Piercarlo Ghinzani, survivor of the highest speed shunt of all time at Kyalami in 1984. His teammate Christian Danner, first Grand Prix driver to wear an earring, was much adored by women, who would get plenty of chances to look at him if the Ozella maintained its track record of going nowhere and not very fast. At Zakspeed, British driver Jonathan Palmer was ploughing a lonely furrow. He was keen to prove how good he was, but the only thing the car had a lot of was teething troubles. The last two competitors were both non-drivers, but savage rivals whose clash would dominate this season like any other. Jean-Marie Balestre, as head of FIA, the governing body, had made the rules which Bernie Eccleston, as head of FOCA, the Constructors Association, would, on behalf of the Formula One circus, do his best to understand. Bernie's main task would be to read Balestre's mind before he could change it.